All right, everybody, and welcome. I'm going to need some help here today. Let me know if you can hear me all right. We're just kicking things off right now. My name is Rob Booker, and we will get started in about 6 minutes. And while I'm getting set up, I am going to share my screen with you, and we could have a little countdown timer and maybe some charts and things that are set up. So welcome to the presentation. My name is Rob. And if you're joining us and you're expecting to get a full and complete breakdown of why the big mover of the day was AHI, then you're in the right place, because that's exactly what we're going to do. So I just need a little bit of help from everybody here. If you can help me out and make sure that the audio is working. AHI is moving again. It may have actually also halted again. I'm going to pull up my scanning tools, and we'll see what halted. Yep, it just halted. It just doesn't stop. So there's the scanning tool that I use, and I'm going to bring that off to the side so I can focus on all of you, and welcome. Okay, I'm just going to adjust my microphone a little bit. There we go. Okay, my friends, I'm happy to be here with you, and welcome and good afternoon. Happy Friday to you. I'm just testing things out here. We're taking a look at the chart right now. AHI, big mover of the day, just halted upward. And we're going to focus on this and a few other super awesome stocks that have really been moving in the last couple of days. And if you want a complete breakdown on why these stocks are moving the way they are and how to catch these moves yourself, then guess what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to focus on the big mover of the day, and I'm going to teach you how that happened. Okay, so Dennis, Bomber, beautiful setup, but didn't get filled. Tell me more about that, Dennis. How come you didn't get filled? What broker are you using? What kind of trade were you attempting to take there? And all right, let's get this show on the road in just a minute here. What I also want to do is plug in my computer and make sure that we've got plenty of battery power going. Oh, look at this. I have a great idea here. Yeah, I know exactly how to make this work. Okay, give me a brief moment, and I am going to set this up. I'm going to see if I can plug into power, make sure that we've got all the power that we need for the session today. Okay, that might work. Look at that. Charging as we speak. Mobile battery in session. Okay, thanks, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. Happy Friday. We are live on Friday, June 9th, and I am Rob Booker, and we are going to break down AHI. I'm going to show you why, how, where, when, what, and how you might be able to get something like that. All right. The AHI was so much fun. It was just so much fun today. And if you missed it, there's going to be another one. There was BAOS yesterday. There was AHI today. There was Carvana yesterday. And the hits just keep on coming. And if you feel like you missed them on one day, then you just need to get in the right place and trade the right way with the right people, and you should be good to go. So thanks for being here, everybody. I'm excited to spend some time with you. So Sarah and Dennis, welcome back. I'm glad to have you here. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me all right. I'm not exactly sure that the audio is working correctly. And if it's not, then I need to jump out and then jump back in. I can show that the audio is working on my side. You never quite know with these webinars, however. So let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. I don't want to type it on the screen because somebody might have their speakers down or something like that and tell me that they can't hear me. And then the next thing you know, I'm adjusting things and everything was fine. All right. So we got about 2 minutes before we begin. Yeah, will the economy be okay enough to trade at the end of July? Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Don't listen to, oh, Michael, thank you. Don't listen to all that crazy stuff out there. Don't listen to all that stuff out there about everything crashing and the dollar's going to be replaced by the Mexican peso. Remember that whole thing? Do you remember that whole craziness? Obama was going to take away everybody's guns and they were going to replace the dollar with the Amero. Remember all that stuff? That's just another form of people trying to take over your mind and fill your mind with just terrible stuff. If the dollar crashes and everything goes to hell in a handbasket, the last of your worries is going to be your trading account. And in fact, if you trade with me, we're going to short the market anyway. So it doesn't really matter So just don't listen to people who want to take your mind over. Guard your mind space from the left and the right, and stay just in the center. And I would recommend just be a member of the Green Party, the Green Dollar Party. Anyway, I promise, even if the economy crashes, even if the stock market crashes, which there are plenty of people that are predicting that, even if it does, we're going to catch those moves on the way down. That's what we specialize in. At least that's what I specialize in. So you're absolutely 100% going to be okay. And they wanted everybody to wear a mask, and they wanted to scare everybody and keep them indoors, and then they wanted to convince everybody that the election was stolen, and people on both sides are just absolutely hysterically convinced of stuff that's just wild. And it just proves that sometimes we let forces outside of our control take over. And today's session in particular is about making sure we stay on track, and we stay rational, and we stay reasonable, and we focus on what is, not on what we think should be or what is going to be. We don't try to make predictions. We just try to react to what is actually happening. And I'm so glad that you're all here, and I'm here for you. So if you're joining me right now, I think you've made a great decision. I've got an excellent presentation ready for you. We're going to cover some of the same things that we do every single time. And also, we're going to cover some stuff that's a little bit different. Every single time I do this presentation, I mix it up a little bit. And lately, what I've been doing is packing this presentation full of education. And the purpose of that is, and here, I guess I can just write on the screen here. The purpose of that is I want to build some trust with you so that we can work together in the future. That's my goal. Like straight up, 100% transparent. I would like to build some trust with you so that we can work together in the future. And I feel like if I teach you, and if I leave you better than I found you, and if you get a taste for how it is when we work together, I think you're really going to enjoy trading together with me every single day. And maybe it's not for you, but whether or not you decide to work with me, and whether or not you decide that working together with me is right for you, we're going to have a great time. We're going to focus on stuff that really works. We're going to focus on actual trading strategies that I really use. And I'm going to share with you some of the results that traders inside of my family of traders had. In fact, I'm going to pull some of that up right now. I just have to mute myself for a second. Okay, here we go. All right, so for those of you joining for the first time, my name is Rob Booker, and I'm going to show you my chat room inside of the Tim Sykes Challenge, and I'm just searching for AHI. And here you can see AHI. There's just a ton of traders. And here's Heather's message from earlier. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck in this trade. She was stuck in that trade in a good way. And she was up $1,000 when she was stuck in the trade. Her account was at $60 just a few months ago. And she's on the team, and she traded AHI together. Inside of our webinar, we covered it. So AHI halted. So the group is still talking about it now. And we trade like this together every single day. I'm sure that some of them have already posted their results inside of the results channel that we have. So here's Chris. AHI bought 1,000 shares, sold 1,000 shares. He bought at 77 cents, sold at $1.37. This is his account statement. This is his actual account. Sometimes I have to say, well, I didn't check his actual account. Well, I did. It's right here. We trade this stuff together. And listen, I'm not here to try to convince you that trading is easy. If trading were easy, everybody would be doing it, right? I'm not here to guarantee you that every single trade that we take together is a win. However, I do find stocks every single day together with our team that are winners. So welcome. If you didn't get everything that you wanted to get out of AHI today, stay tuned, because we're just about ready to kick this off. All right, there we go. So somebody saw this running in the after hours session yesterday. 75-cent entry, $1.21 exit. That's Christopher Beasley. Diego, TOI, 5,200 shares, 5,200 shares, shorted at $1.09, covered at 85. That's multiple thousands of dollars. All right. Okay, here we go. What do you think about CRFX? I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of it. This is going to be a great, I'm going to blow your mind, Jahan. You're going to have a great time today. Welcome, my friends. It's time for us to get started. My name is Rob Booker. I will be your host. Today, we are going to cover the biggest mover of the day, and I'm going to educate you on it, and we're going to see if another trade will pop up on that stock. I'm doing this so that we can potentially work together in the future. So I am going to post right now. In fact, I used to wait to do this, but I'm not going to wait to do it anymore. I'm going to post a link, and you can click on it anytime you want. You can book a call with me and the team, and we can talk about working together. You don't have to do it. Not a requirement. The only reason I offer it is that I'm not going to do very many of these webinars anymore. And so if you want to continue to do this kind of stuff together, you're going to need to work together with me inside of the Tim Sykes Challenge. I'm not trying to be salesy. You don't have to do it. I'm not here to sell anything to you. In fact, there's nothing for sale on this webinar. It's just a full education experience. Okay, I've published that link. It's up. It's ready for you. At any time during the session, if you want to work together with me, book a call. We'll talk about your trading. We'll talk about your account size. As long as you have about $1,000 in your account and you're dedicated to becoming a more successful trader, I'd like to invite you to trade together with me and Tim Sykes every morning. Let's take a look at AHI. Let's not waste any more time because this thing is moving. And it can continue to move all day long. So first of all, it's halted again. Where might this go? Well, I'm going to get some targets in place right now so that in the instance that you want to trade it, we can plan some trades. Now it's halted. You might be wondering what that means. When a stock halts, they shut down trading. And they shut down trading because they cannot fill the orders fast enough. And this is what it looks like in your trading platform when they halt a stock. So this is my trading platform. Very little trading today, just a $269 day. This is AHI. You can see the quote window is blank. There's nothing going on there. And you can see here that on the side, YJ or any other stock that you want to look at there's quotes on both sides. But everything is missing on AHI. Why is that? Well, they halted the stock. They cut trading off because there's just so much activity that they can't fill the orders fast enough. And so the orders pile up, everything backs up, and they shut down trading for volatility reasons. This is a really important concept because if you get into a buy trade and a stock halts, you are in for a wild ride. You can either ride that up as it continues to rise higher. You can take your profit, and there's only good decisions to make from there. There's only good choices from there. So halting sounds like it's bad. It's not. If you buy a stock and it halts on the way up, you've got a lot of really great choices to make, and you're in a really good position, and you've made a great decision. The problem is, how do we find the stocks that move? How do traders find these stocks? And can you still trade this today? And the answer is absolutely yes. It won't be ready for another 5 or 10 minutes because it has to unhalt, and then it has to drop a bit and give us an entry. I'm going to take you through. I'm going to walk you through all of that. Is that okay? Is it okay if we watch the live market? Is it okay if we plan a trade on AHI? And is it okay if I explain the strategy to you so that it's really clear why we're doing the things that we're doing? Is that okay? I need some participation in the chat. That's the only thing that I ask in return, is that you fill up the chat with comments and questions and participation. The chat box is to the right of the video if you're on a laptop or desktop computer, and it's below the video if you're on a phone. I will stay here as long as necessary if you can contribute by chatting together. I don't want a one-way conversation, and if you're chewing gum or smoking crack or something else, I want you to stop doing that for a short period of time. And whether or not you decide to work together with me, I'm gonna fill your brain full of knowledge and a strategy that we are actually using and traders are actually making money from. And I can't promise you that you're going to be a millionaire. And I can't promise you that past performance is indicative of future results. But I have said this now every single time I do this webinar. I have said, we found it today and we're going to find it tomorrow. We found it the other day. We're going to find it tomorrow. Every single day, we are finding the stocks that move and we are planning trades on those stocks. And it's up to every single individual person if they want to take that trade. But we plan these trades live and in person together. And I cannot emphasize it enough. There will not be a day where we don't find the stock. And we find that stock inside of the Tim Sykes Challenge. Okay, everyone, you are more than welcome to chat. I can see your comments. You cannot see each other's comments. You are more than welcome to ask questions. You are more than welcome to just, say a ton of stuff. Here we go. Okay, everybody, we are going to plan a trade on AHI. It's not ready yet, okay? And I am going to unprivatize the chat box because I'm going to need your help, okay, everybody? I'm going to need your help as we go. If somebody comes in and asks, what's the trade? You just tell them we're waiting for a trade on AHI and to be patient. The chat is public. So what I would love, would you mind saying hello to each other and get excited because here we are. We're watching the live market. It's Friday. We're going to go into the weekend, hopefully with a big win. Maybe we're going to find a trade. Maybe we won't. It's going to be really exciting, though, and I'm so happy that you're here. All right, so you can say hello to each other. You can see each other's names. I'm not going to censor the chat box. I'm going to let you say whatever you want. Keep it clean, keep it happy, keep it positive, and keep those questions coming. And here we go. Earlier this morning, we watched AHI. The reason we watched it was that it was a mover yesterday. The other reason that we watched it was it popped up in the top gainers scan pre-market. You can see here on my Webull top gainers scan, AHI is at the top. So a lot of people say, where do you get your stocks from? Well, the number one thing that you do is you get a couple of different scanning tools in place, and you identify the stock of the day. So long before this huge move on AHI happened, long before it happened, and I'm going to say this again, long before the move happened, we saw AHI in the morning. Okay? That's number one. Two, as it was happening, we met in a live webinar like this, just on Zoom, and I showed my charts and my screen, and we went for about an hour, and we planned a trade on not just AHI, but several other stocks. And here's the screen. I'm doing this just to show you that I'm not full of crap. I'm doing this to show you that I really do this. So here it is. We were planning a dip and rip trade on AHI. Now you might be going, yeah, sure you did. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is, because I love you and I care about you as friends, I'm going to post a link to that video. You're going to see that. You can watch the whole thing. I'm not hiding anything from you, and I'm trying to make sure that you understand how important it is that you focus on what we're talking about here. So we found AHI. We found it on multiple scanning tools, including the Webull top scanner, and including the scanner that I built that many of you have seen before in a webinar like this. I call them sweet poppers. And when a stock jumps, it pops up on my scan. Okay, so first of all, if you have ever wondered where in the world are these people finding these stocks, well, we're finding them together, and we're finding them using the scanning tools that I built. So if you would like to find them together, be my guest. Please join me. Please click the link in the chat box and schedule a time for us to talk, and we can discuss having you on the team trading together. Okay, Jahan, I don't want to talk about CFRX, so just stop it. Listen to what I'm saying here, Jahan, and listen to what I'm saying, and everything that I'm telling you will apply to CFRX. This is going to be material that you can use forever. But focus on the lesson here, and then you can apply it to that stock. All right. So this morning, AHI appeared on our scan because it was jumping. Now, here's what it did, and I'm going to walk you through a couple of very important things. It was falling in the pre-market session, obviously, because these candles are moving down. For those of you that are brand new to trading, candles are just a graphical expression of price. So these candles are green and red, and the red ones are dropping and the green ones are going up. At the bottom of my screen is volume. Volume reflects the number of shares traded every 5 minutes because we're on a 5-minute chart. You can see here that in the pre-market session, that's the shaded area, the stock was falling. And then the market opened and boom, it printed strong green candles and the highest amount of volume so far today, and it was green. And it moved above the volume weighted average price. This is what I would refer to as a dip and rip. It's a Booker dip and rip. It's a very specific rule-based strategy. This is where we decided that a buy trade was in order. I said, listen, I'm not necessarily going to take it. I'll tell you where I'm going to take it. But I said, this is a dip and rip. And many of the traders in our group took that trade. So look, we'll search for AHI here. You can see Chris and Brian and Diego and others traded AHI. You can see here we actually we saw Chris's account in the results channel, and he had a $570 day. So this is where everybody was talking about AHI. So you can see Chris here. You can see we post our results here. This is Chris Reddick. Okay, so he bought it at 77 cents. There's so many of the results in the results channel, I got to scan through it to find them. So that's a dip and that's a buy trade. The highest volume of the day was bullish or long or buy side, green. It moved above the volume weighted average price, and then it jumped. Now here's where I said to the group that I'm interested in buying it. I was interested in buying it above the highs from last night. That's where I wanted. Now, this is where I'm going to teach you something, and you will ignore it at your peril, and I say that with love. You don't have to focus on 50 different stocks. You don't have to become obsessed with CFRX. You don't have to look at every stock that shows up on an Oracle scan or any other kind of scan. You just focus on the one stock of the day that is moving in the group, and we trade it together. Now, by trading it together doesn't mean I'm going to reach through the computer and trade your stocks for you. It means I'm going to set them up, show you what I do, and you're going to be in a room where you can talk about it as it goes. AHI broke above the high from yesterday. It was a buy trade at $1.06, right above that level. And then it just crushed everything. It started halting and moving up, and eventually got all the way up to the final profit target that we had in place. For more information on how we pick profit targets, I will show you in a bit. It halted as it went up. Halting is what happens when a stock is moving so far, so fast upward that they cannot process the orders and they stop all trading in the stock. It's a great thing. If you are in a trade, a buy trade, and it halts, it's a wonderful thing because the market's going crazy for that stock and they had to halt it. That's good for you. Now, what happens is the reverse of what they're expecting. What they did, they built the halt system so that the stock would stop. They can get it back in order and they can stop it from going crazy and it will slow down. But what happens is when it halts, people find out that it halted and then they even go crazier. It then made a high of the day at 208. Once it made that high of the day and every other high of the day, there was a buy trade above that high of the day. It just happened. It just occurred. And it halted again. Now, where do you take profit? What I do is, and where do you put your stop loss? We'll talk about that too. So what I do is I use a Fibonacci retracement, and I go from the high of the day down to the low that was just made, and that gives me some profit targets. And these profit targets end up being fairly ridiculously good. And they kind of contain price. Now, how do you trade an out of control stock like this? Well, I'll tell you exactly what you need to wait for and what you need to do. What you need to wait for is for the current move that is out of control. You need that to settle down, and you need it to print some red candles that drop so that we can draw a brand new high of the day across the tops. We do not rush into this. We do not jump into any trades. We just wait. We just wait patiently. Now, if you missed it, you can just trade with me starting on Monday, for example, and we'll catch this kind of stuff together, and you don't have to catch it late or watch it late. So I'm going to do something for our friend Jahan, who was so patiently waiting. Jahan, this is CFRX. The high of the pre-market session was $2.29. This isn't a buy trade for me until it breaks above that level, period. It's not even, now for you, maybe it's okay, but and don't take this the wrong way. And I say this with kindness and with love and with respect. You have no business looking at this until it breaks that pre-market high. Don't ever again look at a stock to buy until it breaks that pre-market high. You can do it otherwise. If you want to do it a different way, you can do it a different way. I'm just going to say, eventually you come around to this or you don't. If you want to be more consistently successful, trade a stock when it's showing its strength. Don't trade a stock when it's showing weakness. Now you've got a profitable trade on right now. CFRX is kind of a terrible company. So it's not likely to go anywhere today. It's not likely to jump. It's not likely to rise. In fact, it's probably going to drop lower. We don't know. We don't even care, though. We don't even have to look at it unless it breaks above the highs of the day. This is how we avoid getting into a trade and getting stopped out and faked out. This is how we avoid that situation. We'll go back to AHI. We'll see when this unhalts. So, Jahan, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm really, it's just enormously, like, all I really want to do on these sessions is build some trust and show you some stuff that's working, and show you the account statements of people who trade this stuff together with me and show you that it works. And I get a lot of personal satisfaction out of hearing that you've done well. I don't have any, I'm not trying to make any money off of you. I won't make more money off of you if you listen to my advice or not. It's not about that. It's just about showing you something that works. Now, why would I be here showing you stuff that works? Don't I have better stuff to do? And the answer is, that's a really great question. I'm actually not going to do these sessions very much longer. So it's kind of a good point. You're right. When someone's making a lot of money and they've got a family and they've got things to do in their lives, they don't do a lot of these kinds of webinars. That's absolutely true. It's 100% true. So I won't probably be doing these webinars very much longer. And I just want to let you know that straight up. It's actually true. I have a group of traders that I work together with, and we'll just continue to work together. And I will probably stop doing some of these public sessions or whatever these are. Okay. So you got a good point. Right. I don't have to be here right now, but I do really love traders, and I do love talking about this stuff. And there's plenty of room for everyone in these kinds of trades. So SEIN, let's look at that. An example of a stock that didn't do this. Now, I heard from traders today. I know one trader who lost a lot of money buying SIEN. SIEN made an after hours high yesterday at $3.50. It made a pre-market high this morning at about the same, $3.50. I know some traders who bought it, not in my group, who bought it right here. They got an alert from somebody and they bought this stock right here. And then it crashed. They lost a lot of money. I never once even remotely considered buying this stock. Not once. Not at all. Jahan, I'm just going to call you out. Look at this candle. Look at this volume candle right down here. You see that? It's red. The highest volume candle of the day was red. Don't buy a stock like that. Don't buy that stock. Ever. 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 Just walk away from it. Now, if it later on produces a green bar that is taller, well, great, fine. I wouldn't even remotely consider buying the stock until it broke above the pre-market highs on strong volume. I don't buy weak stocks. I'm not trying to pick a stock that's going to go up. I'm not trying to predict that this stock, well, this stock has cancer news. This stock has whatever. Okay, let's look at another example. TOI. TOI announced in a press release they have a major partnership and they're using artificial intelligence to research cancer treatments. Okay, good for them. Great. That's actually really important and that's really special and I hope they succeed. It made a pre-market high up at $1.13 and we got notified. My scanning tools notified us that it moved up. Look, it was number 4 on the list of stocks that moved pre-market. So we knew it was moving. It's not like we're guessing on which stocks to look at. It's very obvious. So we don't have any trouble finding the stocks to trade. We don't have any trouble finding the stocks at all. We have absolutely no trouble doing that. It's one of the things that confounds people the most. It's easy. It's so easy. And I hate using that word because trading isn't easy. Let me just tell you though, finding the right stock is easy. Then I drew a line across the tops of those candles and it never went above those levels. I know traders who bought this right where you see this red circle. And then it just dropped. Why? It didn't have enough volume on the buy side to break the pre-market highs. The tallest volume candle of the day, the bar down here is red. Why do people buy stuff that's red? They do it because and I hear people say this all the time. Well, it should go up because it's got good news about artificial intelligence and cancer research. But if nobody agrees with you, who cares? Nobody cares, right? This is how we get caught in trades that we think, oh, it should go up because it should. No, wait till it is going up. We don't trade what we think will happen. You trade what is happening. So in SEI, SIEN, and TOI, I shorted those stocks. I made money selling those stocks. Now, I have a very small trade size on Fridays. I historically will give back money that I've made earlier in the week on Fridays. So I reduced the size of my trades today. It's a $269 day. No big deal. I target between $700 and $1,000 a day. I don't always get there. I'm not going to get there today. I'm not here to brag about anything. I'm just here to be completely open and transparent. I shorted this stock. I bet against this stock today because it didn't do what would be necessary to buy it. Let's go back to AHI. A red candle finally. It's going to halt down. It already did halt down. I'm sure it stopped trading. What we can do now, my friends, is we can get ready if it breaks above those highs. So I'm going to draw a line across this top. Now, if you've ever missed a trade and gone later on, well, how do I get in? Here's how you do it. You wait for it to print a red candle. It's got to make a high and reject that high. And so it's a ceiling. So if it has a ceiling that it could not exceed, we know that's a barrier. And if it can break that barrier later, it's strong. It's the Hulk. If it breaks back through this barrier now, later on, it's bullish. It's on. It's game on again. So we don't have to predict. See, I see this happen all the time. People right now are rushing to try to get into AHI. AHI could fall to 74 cents on the very next candle. We don't know what it's going to do. We don't even have to predict what it's going to do. We wait for it to drop back, and then if it can break through the barrier, we can trade it. Well, Rob, that might be waiting too long. Well, I'd rather wait too long and trade something that's showing me the money and showing me the strength than trade it too early and get rocked. All right. Jahan, I was trading CFRX based on the short interest and shares available. Okay, that's fine. It's just not my style. It's not my style. Here's the problem with that style, Jahan. I'm just being transparent, open, honest, caring, kind, thoughtful. I care about you. Is because you know how many stocks also showed short interest, cost to bar. You know how many stocks showed that? A ton. And they swap out all the time and they don't go anywhere. What you just found was a stock that a lot of people like to short. And if they really like to short it, it might actually also go down. Short sellers can be right. I am a short seller. I'm right a lot. So that's not a technique that I use. What I want to see is actual movement. So, for example, if you have a company that makes semiconductors and you have a very, very important, delicate job, you hire somebody that knows how to do the job. They've proven that they can do it. And they prove that they are worth hiring for that reason. You don't hire an inexperienced person that's cheap because you got a great deal on it, or you heard a rumor about it. Oh, I heard a rumor about this guy. No, you hire them because they can do the job and are doing the job. That's what we do with stocks. We only bring stocks into our account that can and are doing the job. All right, Dave asks, is this a 5-minute chart? It most certainly is. Carlton Rambo is here. Okay, perfect. How are we doing, everybody? Is this helpful? Are you having a good time? Because I trade this every day with a group of people. Like I said, I'm not going to do a lot more of these informational sessions. These information sessions are sort of coming to a conclusion, and I'll hand those off to somebody else. And I'm going to focus my attention on trading together with my group. I don't want anything to distract from that. So I trade with a group of traders inside the Tim Sykes Challenge. Many of you have heard of Tim Sykes. He's the guy that has taught 1 trillion millionaire traders, 30 millionaire traders, not 1 trillion. So he's the millionaire maker. So I'm going to look here for, I have a, sorry to just bounce around on the screen here. Yeah, there we go. There's Timmy. So Tim and I have been friends for 16 years. And we've both written some books. We've both been interviewed by a bunch of people. He's very famous. I'm not that famous. He's very famous for having created and taught 30 plus millionaire traders. And Tim and I joined forces. Tim acquired the rights to my morning trading group last month. And so now my morning trading group meets and his trading challenge students are invited. For those of you unfamiliar with the Tim Sykes Trading Challenge, I'm just going to briefly tell you what it is. The Tim Sykes Challenge. A complete course and live trading program to help you have more success in your trading. There are 30 plus millionaire traders who have gone through the Tim Sykes Challenge, and we've opened up a couple of spots to work together with me. So one of my conditions when Tim acquired my group was that I would be able to do information sessions like this, and every once in a while invite a couple of you to speak together with me or a member of the team, and then trade together with me every day. And we're doing that. So it's gone very well. And I'm offering that same opportunity today. I don't want to make this into a sales pitch. It doesn't have to be a sales pitch. You don't have to work together with me. And I want you to be successful even if you do or don't. And if you feel like now is the right time to work together, you can click the link that's in the chat box. There's a button, there's a chat. I'm going to post this link inside of the chat room again, and you can book a call with the team, and you can talk about your goals, and you can talk about your plans, and we can see if we're a good fit for working together. Okay, Courtney's going to join soon. That's great. Let's go back to the chart really quickly, and then I'm gonna kind of close things out. So we're above the level. So there it is. So here we planned the trade. We said it would be a buy trade above that high of the day at 292. Now it's halted again. So what's going to happen with this stock? That's a great question. It's pretty late in the day for this thing to still be moving. It's probably going to hit $3.02. That's the next level. And if it breaks through that, it's probably going to hit $3.40. The later in the day you trade, the farther it's gone. It's like running uphill. This stock is eventually going to run out of breath. It's going to get exhausted. So be very careful. You might ask, well, why am I not trading it? Well, that's because I'm here right now. And that's kind of the point, is I won't probably be doing as many of these information sessions because it is kind of difficult to answer questions and do this at the same time and whatever else. But yeah, that's a real trade. That's a real setup. And Fridays are a little bit different. Okay, so Ben's been part of the challenge. Who can I speak to? Just, you know what, Ben? You're going to get an email very soon. If you're a lifetime challenge member, you actually already have access to my membership area inside of the challenge. In fact, if you would just indulge me for a moment, I will turn off my screen sharing and I will show you my members area. And Ben, if you don't have this members area, then we can set up a time and get you all the information you need. So here we go. Tim challenge. Welcome. Yeah, I'm just gonna look in the, here we go. Here we go. So when you are inside the Tim Sykes challenge, you will get an email that looks like this from me, the 9:22 a.m. Club by Rob Booker. So you click here and you can access the masterclass. If I log in, hopefully I have a login for this. There we go. And you go here off to the side. So that's so here's the welcome, the masterclass, and who I am and what we do together, questions, and then lesson 8 is coming with a quiz, and you get to actually sign up for the morning webinar there. So this is the Tim Sykes student portal. This is the challenge. It is awesome. There's the challenge calendar. There's the sliding scale, the weekend trader, the alerts. There's all kinds of stuff there. And there's the challenge lessons are awesome. So when you join the challenge, you get all of those things, plus you get to work together with me. And this is the area of the website. Now, if, Ben, you don't have that area, right back to support. Just reply to any email you've received and you can get access. So I told you this was going up. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. So now what happens? Did anybody buy this stock? If you bought this stock on the breakout, like we talked about, your entry would be around 290, 291, 293. What you're going to do now is you're going to place a limit order. It's called a limit order to sell. And you're going to put a limit order to sell at 326. If it opens at 340, you're going to get $3.40. If it opens at 326, you're going to get 326. And if it unfortunately opens lower than that, you're not going to get filled and you got to get out of your trade on your own. So John asks, so here we go. John, I'm going to share your comment with the group. So John asks a really great question. So John says, how do you follow a stock like AHI? Almost bought. So John, it's nice to have you here. Welcome. John, did you arrive late by chance? And if you did arrive late, let me know. Like, was there another webinar going on or something? Because I'm so sorry you missed the beginning of this session. John, we actually, from scratch, we actually set up the entire thing and I showed you how to find it, follow it, and set up trades. So Joe says, should I sign up for Tim Sykes' challenge or mine? They're one and the same. Tim Sykes and I have joined forces, Joe. So you get in the challenge as soon as you can. That'll be awesome. Ben, I'm just very excited to work together with you. That's going to be great. Okay, so we'll stay here for another minute or two, and we'll see if this thing continues to rise up to $3.40. If you got the trade, so we planned it here. Like the stuff that I do, it really works. Now, eventually, what's going to happen to HAI? Well, AHI is eventually going to crash. Eventually, it's just going to get absolutely annihilated. But you're going to be out of all your trades by then. There's a very limited amount of time left for trading AHI. All right. All right, I'm going to close out with just a couple of thoughts. Unsuccessful traders do this. They look at a large number or infinite number of stocks, and they try to guess which one's going to move. And then they're inevitably disappointed when they pick the wrong stock or the right one at the wrong time, or they get fixated on one stock and they go, I got to find a trade on Tesla. I really love trading Tesla. Nobody cares about any of that. Or they look at a stock that has some news, or they watch Jim Cramer, and all of a sudden they're just looking at a bunch of stocks, and they'll ask me questions like, what do you think about stock number X or stock X? And I don't know the answer to that. I actually don't even know what the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones Industrial Average is doing today. I don't even care. So most traders will have a bunch of stocks on a list, and they just won't know which one to pick, and they won't know where to trade it. And if they do trade it, they might have picked the wrong one, and the other one goes up and theirs goes down, and they get frustrated, and eventually they quit. And what traders will do is they'll just add insult to injury by increasing the size of their stop loss, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. That's what most traders do. Millionaire traders look at a small number of stocks, even maybe just one that already moved and proved that they are strong, and then they trade the second move up. If you want to buy stocks, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So go here if you want to do more of this. I work together with Tim Sykes in the Tim Sykes Challenge. The Tim Sykes Challenge is the world's #1 program for creating successful traders. It's not a guarantee that you will be successful. I'm not here to guarantee you a result. If you join the challenge and work together with me, you're going to have some work to do, but you're going to get into the driver's seat, and you're going to have the opportunity to make more money than you've ever made before, and we're going to have a great time while we do it. These information sessions that you have attended, like this one today, are ending soon. There's a limited amount of time left to sign up for this and to grab a spot. So here's what I recommend that you do. If you have $1,000 or more in your trading account, if you liked what we did together today and you would like to do more of it, then get your buns over to the link that's been posted in the chat, or go to robbiebooker.com/challenge. And at that link, you will be able to book a time for us to talk. And what we'll do, you and a member of the team, you'll discuss your trading goals, what you want to be able to accomplish, how your trading has gone, and we'll be able to set up a time and hopefully work together. So there we go. Thanks for being here, my friends. That's all I got for you. I think I gave you enough to make you kind of dangerous at this. So look at this. So it's now AHI is perhaps, maybe going to set up another buy trade above the new highs at 327. It is also perhaps done for the day. The longer a stock runs up, the harder it gets. It's the nature of the business. Stocks that run up eventually fall. It's just the way it goes. As Bruce Hornsby would say, it's just the way it is. The earlier in the day that you catch it, the more profit potential there is. Now, there are also after-hours moves, but we didn't have enough time to get into that today, and we'll save that for another time and inside the challenge. All right. Courtney says, what do you think of GOF? Well, so Courtney, you've been here the whole time. You can answer that question. What do I think of GOF? You can answer. Now you are just empowered. You are absolutely empowered here. You can answer this question on your own now. So here we go. Today is Friday, June 9th. The tallest volume bar, Courtney, is red. F this stock and the horse it rode in on. That's all I got to see. I don't have to see anything else. Okay? But next, if you really like, if this stock is just, it's your thing and you got to get a piece of this stock, then you draw a line across the highest high that the stock went either yesterday right before the close or this morning in the open, and that is $15.83. And if it breaks above that level, which it did, you start targeting profit targets. So it is probably on the way up to $15.87. But this stock is garbage. This is like, it doesn't even, it trades 18,000 shares on the biggest candle of the day. Nah, that's garbage. That's not enough volume. Okay. Yeah, great. All right. I'm glad you thought the same thing. Well, no problem, Courtney. Don't you worry. Hey, GOF could go to $50 a share, right? And I honestly, right, I wouldn't care if it did, because I don't. So success is about what you eliminate from your field of vision as opposed to what you add to it. So by focusing on just a few things, I will miss stuff that moves, but that's okay, because you can't trade everything anyway. So, like, hey, sure, maybe the person that you talk to, maybe that person's great. This stock is so thinly traded. This stock has, Courtney, you go back to this person and say, this stock has 202,000 shares traded. Like, if I traded 1,000 shares and all of you traded 1,000 shares, we'd move this stock. I would be accused of pumping the stock if I traded this and told you to buy it. No way. Mara's a challenge student. Awesome. Mara, get in touch with whoever signed you up for the challenge and get yourself on board, and let's get you in the members area. Look for my name in the members area of your challenge. If you don't see it, you need to become a lifetime member of the challenge. All right, everybody. The time has come. Said everything we can say. We've had all the fun we can possibly have. Friday, the water park with my future wife and my daughter, and we're going to have a great time. I might even stop over at the food truck park. I'm at the house in the country today. So that's it. I got my new Psycho Bunny swimmies on, and I am just raring to go. And no, they are not Speedos. Thanks for being here, my friends. I do care about you. No matter what, I want you to be successful. Every time you see my name pop up doing a webinar, it'll be like this. I'm going to try to educate the shiz out of you. So come to every single one you can. And someday I'll have a trust pilot. I think I might have one already. It's just filled with terrible reviews. So maybe one day we'll all go to Trustpilot and we'll try to work on my reputation. I don't know. But I really deeply care about all of you. So there was a there was a company that had me do a product for them one time, and they had no customer support. And so I taught the product and whatever, but there was no customer support, and everybody would ask questions and never get an answer. And that came back on me, and rightly so. I deserved it. Like, I shouldn't have partnered with the company that didn't have good customer service. But if you ever look me up online, that's the reason. It's kind of a bummer. Anyway, I deeply care about all of you. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon.